Banshee. I apologise for missing that. I was looking at the contain. But yes, so he's now floating this command center up to here. He's going to try and avoid this Banshee harass. This Banshee harass is working now in MVP's favour, rather, which is surprising to me with how effectively MMA shut it down to begin with. He has really not been able to keep that up, and he has been forced to relocate. Of course, I don't know how much good it's going to do, as this is set to go up here anyway. It's going to follow it. It's going to find it. There's not much you can do now. He's floating the barracks out. Just what this is for, this is to see exactly what he's got here. This is a scout. That gave him vision of this contain there. He saw exactly how many tanks were there. He saw exactly what he needed to, whether or not he could break through that, which right now it does not look like he can. Now, of course, there's an important note here as well for when Siege Tech finishes for MMA. Tanks can shoot further than they can see. This is why air dominance is so important in Terran vs Terran. When you see them sieged up, now this Banshee going to do some good work here, as again siege tanks can't shoot upwards, so it is going to force them to unsiege and shift position for now. Now, as we see, Siege Tech there is finished. Now they can shoot as far as this white line, however they cannot see as far as that. So what this allows, what the floating barracks allows, is to give you the vision to shoot as far as the siege tanks can, which allows you to then break a contain. Because if you have the air dominance, if you can see further than your opponent can, your siege tanks can take out their siege tanks without any fear of reprisal. Now, interestingly, MMA is going for Banshees now. He's making a few Banshees, and he's getting cloak. Needs to be careful. He could lose every single siege tank here. In fact, he's going to. Loses every single siege tank there, loses complete control of the middle ground now, which is really, really bad. This orbital command does finally land, but this Banshee is going to come in and do some more harass. But MMA looks like he's now going to try and come down here and do something. Unfortunately for him, there are two siege tanks parked absolutely perfectly to completely cut that off. So they're just going to try and sneak around here, going to take this Zelnaga watchtower to make sure he is not going to try anything tricksy. MVP now getting Stimpaks and Marauders. Really nice tech switch. That's going to perform incredibly against the Hellion siege tank here. Now what it is going to be weak against, however, is going to be MMA's Banshees when they get out. Now MVP is doing really good with this Cloak Banshee. Realising he can't use them to harass the bases right now because of where the Raven is. Instead he's using it to attack the advance army of MMA. Finally the Raven and Vikings do come out, but it's too late. He's already lost a couple of tanks there. Now MMA's Banshee is here. It does have cloak, should he choose to use it. Needs to use it now. Oh no. Oh, that was horrible. Did not use that in time, lost it completely, didn't even force MVP to scan. Absolutely horrendous there. Just had his eye off the ball for a second, which you cannot afford to do when you're microing a Banshee. Now MMA is again taking this forward position, is now bringing the Vikings and Raven with him, just to keep it safe, but of course that does mean this base will be vulnerable. There is only one missile turret here. However, with the Viking here as well, the missile turret will give you vision of the Cloak Banshee, and the Viking will help you take it out. So he should be safe right now. Now what about here? There is no missile turret here. Oh, sorry, there is the one, and he did lose that Banshee again. So that's really good from MMA. That is some really nice play from him. Concussive Shell is almost finished now for MVP, and he's going to fly this Viking and Raven in here just to see what's about. Now he sees those Marauders. He needs to be careful because there are Vikings out for MVP, and he does get scanned, so he sees everything. He knows what's coming at him. Now this is a large force of Marines, Marauders and tanks going to defend this gold area, allowing MVP to expand here and get a real economic lead. Two Hellions just coming in, trying to do some scouting, trying to do some worker harass. Not going to get very far at all with Concussive Shell out. Now this is a risky location for MVP to take, and in fact he is now going to pull back for the moment, which I think is the right thing to do. With this force here, there's just no way you can really hold against it. So I think it's wise to pull the army back and defend for now. You can expand there later. He is going to have to expand eventually though, as this main is nearly mined out, which means this base will be completely saturated. I mean, it is saturated now. It will in fact be oversaturated. Interestingly, going to build the command center here instead. Now some Hellions moving in, but one does get picked off. They're going to have to stay back. Interesting that he's chosen to build it here instead of at the gold, so that MMA does not spot it. MMA does not know this has happened. Now we have a sensor tower gone up for MMA. I like this. Sensor towers give you vision of everything within this little white circle here. I'll tell you more when things stop blowing up. Okay, and while you can't see what it is, you know you get an alert, little red exclamation marks that tell you exactly when and where something is when it moves inside this circle. That is going to completely shut down the Banshee harass from MVP. That's really nice. I'd like to see a lot more of that from late game Terran. As it does give you such good control. Again, especially on such a narrow map as this, that allows you to really cover everything. Now this Banshee is doing some good harass. There aren't enough Marines there to stop it. Unfortunately, it does get caught by the Vikings and shut down. But it forced MVP to relinquish that siege position there, giving MMA the advantage once again. Now of course this command center is finished, but he can't land it at the gold yet because this SCV is here, and he does not want MMA to know about it. He needs to distract MMA first. Now of course no Marines out for MMA means that so long as MVP has more Vikings, he is going to have the air dominance, which is really, really bad for MMA. MMA, of course, already behind in supply, already behind in economy. He is trying to expand, but this is a huge push from Marauders. Marauders doing so much damage here. Oh, and coming in from the back as well, a flanking maneuver here. MMA is going to lose all his siege tanks. Oh, dear. There they go down. He's going to catch them here. Landing the Vikings was a really bad move. They are going to get taken out so quickly. Everything of MMA's goes down. Oh, my. This means MVP can now take this gold base completely freely. MMA has expanded to here, but he's not making use of it just yet, as he was too busy trying to micro that army and instead lost everything. This base right now is very heavily saturated. This base is nearly mined out. He needs to remove these very quickly and start making use of this before MVP finds it. Now these Vikings are going to come in. Do turn back just before the sensor tower, which is very nice. Hellion versus Marauder, which one wins? It's the Marauder. They are built to take out the mech of Terran. This is a really nice tech switch. Of course, Marauder's completely useless against the Sky Terran style, but MMA, as I've said before, does tend to lag behind the current metagame, doesn't really go full on Sky Terran, and that can be a problem. Now these Vikings, of course, of MVP have completely free reign. There is nothing right now to stop them. He can see them on the sensor tower, he can see them coming past, but as long as they don't come within range of that missile turret, there is not much that's going to take them out. If we just look at the units tab for a second, we see 8 Vikings to none of MMA's. MMA has 4 tanks and 6 Hellions, and he can just park now. Look at this. He is parked over that starport. He can pick off Vikings as they come out. There is nothing he can do. MMA is in real trouble now, and a drop coming in from MVP. This is a planetary fortress, but again he's not using it, so there is no use to it being there. He's now dropping in directly on top of the production facilities, taking out the tech lab and reactor there, so no more siege tanks for MMA. This is game over right now. A Thor is out, which means these Vikings will have to pull back for a second. But there's just not going to be enough. Takes out the engineer, the missile turret there, giving his Vikings free reign again. He's going to take out all these SCVs, should he so desire. Taking out Hellions as they come out. This is good. Now I like that he built the Thor. The Thor is going to help give him the advantage against it. But unfortunately for him, he's 65 feet to 136. It's just not going to happen. He's just too far gone to come back from now. These Vikings here scanning this base. Again, it's a planetary fortress. I don't even know why he's attacking it, to be honest. Because there's nothing he can do about it. There's no workers there, so it's not any use to him. It's not an orbital, so he's not getting any scans from it. There is no advantage to having that there at all. These Marauders now crushing through the tanks, crushing through the Hellions. It is game over. MMA GG's and MVP goes 2-0 up in this Battle.net best of 5. Wow. MVP right now, one of the top Terrans in the world yet again. There were people who were talking about maybe he was past it, maybe, you know, once he fell down to Code A, was that it? Was he never going to win a GSL again? Well, he's in the finals of the GSL currently, and he is playing at his best right now. This was absolutely fantastic play. Just completely outplayed MMA. MMA is a really good Terran, but right now his TVT is failing. But okay, that is us done for today. Don't forget, check out our current YouTube partner. He is Hi I Can't PK. We're doing some cross promotion with him this week. Just trying to bump each other's viewer figures up, you know, being helpful, being part of the gaming community, the online gaming community. And of course, we will be back tomorrow with Game 3 of MVP versus MMA and see whether MVP can completely crush MMA or whether MMA can turn things around and at least take us into Friday. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Tomorrow is Friday. I've just realised that. I'm an absolute idiot. Okay, we are definitely getting to Friday. Okay, if MMA wins, I will have to leave this until next Tuesday because I'm doing 4 hours of commentary on Sunday. So, hopefully MVP wins and we get a nice rounded off series to end the week and we don't go into next week. But okay, I will of course be back tomorrow. So thank you very much for watching and I will see you all Friday.